My screen is visible. Anyone respond? Hello.
Visible, sir.
Thank you. Today, welcome back to all students and good afternoon to one and all. Uh, so far, we have covered half of the syllabus of our first unit. And there are 7 topics, and those are history, applications, and steps, fundamental steps, components, and basic relationships. And next one is mathematical tools what we have used in the digital image processing. So up to that we have covered half of the syllabus. And today we have to start the second part. It is called as image transforms. First of all, what is transform? What is transformation technique? Already.
సార్ కొంచెం గట్టిగా చెప్పరా?
So first of all, what is transformation? Transformation technique is generally used to transform a signal from one domain to another domain. So generally we have the 2 domains naturally in our signal processing, that is a time domain and a frequency domain. So in one dimensional, generally we are transforming the from time domain to frequency domain and frequency domain to time domain in reverse process. So that is for signal. But in the case of two-dimensional, that is two-dimensional type image, we have to use from spatial domain to frequency domain and frequency domain to reverse back spatial domain. Of course, spatial domain is analogous or equivalent to your time domain. Okay. However, uh, before going to see that transformation techniques, I think there are, as per your syllabus, there are 10 transformation techniques. 10 transformation techniques, and first of all, there is a need for image process, image transform. So simply the need for image transform is to transform or to analyze the either signal or image in the spectral domain. Spectral means what are the spectral components, or what are the energy levels, or what are the different phase phase and frequencies of our signal. Definitely we need to convert, or we need to transfer the uh, either signal or image from one domain to another domain. That is our need of image, that is our need of transform. Here we are using the transforms for image, so it is called as image transforms. Instead of signal transform, it is called as image transforms. So in your, as per your syllabus, there are 10 transformation techniques. Just I read out, if it is possible, list out yourself. The first one is DFT for one variable, that is one dimensional discrete Fourier transform. Already I am showing DFT for one variable. Next one, DFT for two variable, DFT for two variable. Next, third one, wash transform, WALSH, wash transform. And fourth one is Hadamard transform, HADAMARD, Hadamard transform. Fourth one is Hadamard transform. Fifth one is Haar transform, HAAR transform, Haar transform. That is fifth one. Next, sixth one is slant, SLANT, slant transform, slant transform. Seventh one is discrete cosine transform, DCT, discrete cosine transform, DCT. Next, eighth one, KL transform, KL transform. Ninth one is SVD, SVD, SVD transform. And 10th one is radon, 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 radon transform. Okay, once again I am just read out DFT for one variable, DFT for two variable. Third one is wash transform. Fourth one is Hadamard, HADAMARD, Hadamard transform. Fifth one is HAR, HAAR, HAR transform. Sixth one is slant, SLANT, slant transform. Seventh one is DCT, discrete cosine transform. Eighth one is KL transform, KLT. Ninth one is SVD, SVD transform. And 10th one is Radon, RADON transform. Okay. The out of these, third one and sixth one, 10th one. These are some of not available at present, but the first two one are available. Okay, we will show.
స్క్రీన్ కనిపించట్లేదు సార్.
Okay, okay. So now, is it visible now? Hello? Screen is visible or not?
ఓకే
Emma?
సార్, విజిబుల్.
Okay, okay. Okay, now already we have, I told you that is need for image transform. Just to convert from one domain to another domain, either signal or image, we need image, we need transformation techniques. So if you use transforms for the image, that is called image transform. And in the first one is discrete Fourier transform, not FFT. FFT is different than DFT. Generally, we have the Fourier transform is continuous Fourier transform, that is called as CTF, continuous Fourier transform. And next one is discrete Fourier transform. In continuous Fourier transform, the signal is continuous. But in case of discrete Fourier transform, we are converting sampling values, we are converting signal into after samples, after converting the number of discrete values, that is called as discrete signal. So if you use the Fourier transform for the discrete signal, that is called as discrete Fourier transform. So in discrete signal, there are n number of samples or m number of samples. But in the case of continuous, there are no samples. The signal will be continuously varying. But in the case of discrete version of the signal, there are number of samples. So based on the number of sampling points, we have to use the Fourier transform, that is called as discrete Fourier. The name itself indicating the discrete Fourier transform. We are applying the Fourier transform to the discrete signal, not continuous signal or analog signal. Okay. I think might you have studied in your signal processing, digital signal processing, your one-dimensional discrete pair is there, that is forward and reverse. And then generally, sometimes the discrete Fourier transform is also called as unitary transform. Unitary transform means single, one-dimensional. That's called as unitary transform. Okay. For suppose here I am, let us consider there is a unit step u of n. Already you have learned in the signals and systems and digital signal processing. In signals and systems, u of t, that is continuous signal. But here u of n. Still we didn't go to the image. Still at present I am in signal. Okay. For suppose my signal is u of n, that is unit discrete step. Okay. For this unit discrete step u of n, what is my Fourier transform? So my Fourier transform is given by, so input signal is u of n, output signal is v of k. Let us consider. So v of k is the discrete Fourier transform of u of n, and the expression will be given 1 by square root of n sigma small n equal to 0 to n minus 1 u of n into w suffix capital N power k n. Here small k and small n both are integers. So k is equals to from 0 to n minus 1 and small n equal to also 0 to n minus 1. So here capital N is the number of points. What are the number of points we have considered, or what are the number of sampling points we have considered in our discrete signal, right? Okay, this is forward. Forward means input time domain signal is converts into the frequency domain. Here small n is time domain, small k is your frequency domain. Okay, simple. All of you remember. So here u of n is input signal, w are the Fourier transform coefficients. So how many coefficients will get? So it depends upon your capital N value. So for let us consider, if you take capital N equals to 8 point, definitely you will get 8 number of coefficients. So correspondingly 8 sample points again in frequency domain. But spectral components will get in our after conversion from time domain to frequency domain. Okay, for suppose if you want to get back your original time domain signal u of n, so how it is look like? So the same, that is called as inverse DFT, inverse one dimensional discrete Fourier transform, and the expression will be given 1 by square root of n. So sigma k equals to 0 to n minus 1, and v of k is your frequency domain signal, and U of n is time domain signal, and the coefficients are will be given w suffix n power minus kn. Okay, so here the wn expression is also having the wn is given by e power minus j2 pi by capital N. It is just it is for simplification purpose we are replacing this wn quotient as e power minus j2 pi by capital N. So however the simple one-dimensional discrete Fourier transform is given by the first expression is forward direction and the second expression is the reverse direction. The reverse direction means inverse discrete Fourier transform, and out of these two there is a common element is there, common quotient, that is w suffix n, and given by the expression e power minus j2 pi by capital N. So for suppose if you take n into n transform matrix, uh, if you want to convert this coefficients into transformation matrix f n into n points, number of rows and number of columns both are equal, and let it be considered as capital F. So this f is replaced with like this expression, only expression. What is the expression? 1 by square root of n w n k power kn. So these are the internal elements. So the matrix is simply the expression 1 by square root of n, either in forward or either in reverse. In both the case, there are common element is 1 by square root of n w n kn. So this is replaced with capital F. So simply the transform matrix capital F, by using this simple capital F, the Fourier transform V equals to simplified version. So V equals to capital F into U, or otherwise U equals to capital V into small v into capital F. So however, in the both cases we are using a one matrix that is called as Fourier transform matrix or one dimensional Fourier transform matrix capital F, and this capital F is having your coefficients values based on your capital N and k value, small zero value, you will get the number of matrix values. So this is about our one dimensional Fourier transform, one dimensional discrete Fourier transform, not continuous Fourier transform. Okay, the same will be, there are some properties are there as like your normal Fourier transform. There are, that is symmetry property, FF, number of operations required. So what is symmetry property? In symmetry property, F equals to F transpose or F inverse equals to F conjugate. So in unitary, the F inverse is generally we will get by F conjugate transpose. Okay, this is simple symmetry property, simple, and already you have learned in your signals and systems or digital signal processing. Generally in Fourier transform, we need n into log n based to operations, but in the case of discrete Fourier transform, n square of operations. And generally in real DFT, the conjugate symmetrical about n by 2 times. So like this. So V star n by 2 minus k or V of n by k plus 2. So in conjugate side negative and normal side the positive. Next, the circular convolution between the two signals. Let us consider if we have the two signals that are h of n, x of n. And remember this n indicating discrete, t means continuous. So now we are in discrete, so we are using the notation h of n, x1 of n. For suppose h of n is your h of n is your system response function in your 97 Harish. 97 Harish, please mute yourself. 97. 97 mute. Hello. 97. Roll number 97, mute yourself. Hello. 97. Harish. Okay. For suppose if you want, we want to perform the circular convolution between the two signals, those are x1 of n is input signal, h of n is your system response function, and the resultant signal is called as x2 of n. For suppose, what are those? x1 of n is input signal, h of n is your system response function, then you want to get a circular convolution x2 of n. So in that process, we are using the discrete Fourier transform. That is, the discrete Fourier transform of x2 of n is given by the product of discrete Fourier transform of your system function with n point and the discrete Fourier transform of x1 of n. That means first we have to calculate the discrete Fourier transform of x1 of n and discrete Fourier transform of x2 h of n, and if you multiply these two, you will get the total or circular convolution of the system. So the discrete Fourier transform is application of in your circular convolution. So these are the properties. Property one is symmetry property and number of operations, a real part of DFT, and some application of your discrete Fourier transform in circular convolution. Next. So next, extension. So extension of your one-dimensional discrete Fourier transform to two-dimensional. So two-dimensional means our image. So in our actual processing, digital image processing. So in image processing, we are using two-dimensional signals instead of one-dimensional signal. So what is a two-dimensional signal? Our m by n image, m by n image or n by n image, depends upon your requirement. If m equals to n, that is called as n by n image. So uh, in discrete Fourier transform of two-dimensional, instead of two one-dimensional, we are using two-dimensional. What are the two-dimensional? Are 2 points, two-dimensional points, m comma n, m comma n. There is a, in previous case there is only n, but here there are two dimensions, m comma n. So since there are two dimensional, there are two quotients are also. What are the quotients? W power km, W power ln. K for m, L for n, maybe K for L, K for. So instead of one Fourier transform quotients, there are two different Fourier transform quotients. So here k is 0 less than or equals to k, and L is less than or equals to n minus 1. However, both are less than n. So the forward Fourier transform, the forward discrete Fourier transform is given by V of k comma L equals to 1 by n sigma m equal to 0 n minus 1 sigma n equal to 0 to n minus 1 u of m comma n, and reverse. In reverse, what is the reverse? Inverse transformation or reverse transform. It is in reverse transformation you are getting your original time domain signal. So here V of k comma L is frequency domain signal. U of m comma n is your time domain signal. It is given by 1 by n sigma k equal to 0 to n minus 1 and L equal to 0 to n 0 to L equal to 0 to n minus 1. V of, instead of u we are using v, but the coefficients are changed. Here positive values, but here powers negative values. So however, in matrix form, for suppose 1 by n into u of m comma n, or 1 by n into v of k comma l treated as your f. So what is f? V equals to f into u of f transpose, or f equals to u into f. So here what is u? U is your input image. What is u? Your input image. What is v? Output image. But u is time domain, v is frequency domain. U is time domain, v is frequency domain. Okay. However, you are getting your frequency domain in two dimension, in matrix form. As like your previous one, it is two dimensional. Okay. Similarly, the properties. So what are the properties? The properties will be again same as symmetric property, periodic property, and how many times VF is needs 2n times of one dimension FFT, and DFT of a real images also conjugate symmetrical with respect to n by 2 n by 2. That means V of k comma L is equals to V star of n minus k comma n minus L. And how many that means how many operations are required? N square, same. N into n square, n into n means n square basis images are available in our two-dimensional discrete Fourier transform. These are the properties. Okay. Next. Now the application. So what is the application of your discrete Fourier transform on image? So here clearly observe. So what happened? So the changes from here, first part 1, 2, 3, 4. This is second part. My A is original. This is there is a woman. Remember, here there are 8 images. This is first 4 is first example. Second 4 is second example. So in the first, in the second example, so here small a is indicating original image, small b is indicating phase image, small c indicating magnitude, and the third one is magnitude contacted. Okay, so it depends upon your Fourier transform application. You are having phase response, magnitude response. So phase response will be like this, magnitude response will be like this. Wait for 5 minutes. I have some problem. Sorry for the interruption. Okay, so here the application of your discrete Fourier transform is, if you apply on the image of there is a woman, and the phase response will be like this, magnitude response will be like this, and the combination will be like this. Okay. The next transform technique is cosine transform. Okay, we will discrete cosine transform. Actually, the second, third one is wash transform, but that is not available at present. I will show in next class. We move to the discrete cosine transform. That is actually seventh one. Okay, order is disordered. The order is changed, but we will cover all the transform techniques. So we have finished one-dimensional, and second one is two-dimensional discrete Fourier transforms. We have completed one-dimensional discrete Fourier transform and two-dimensional discrete Fourier transform. The third one is as per the normal order, it is seventh one, cosine transform. So in cosine transform, if we have n by n image of 8 by, let us consider capital N equals to 8 by 8 or 4 by 4 or 5 by 5, whatever it is. So just first simply, generally we are considering square image. Square image means number of rows equals to number of columns. So let us consider capital N. So if you know the capital N, the discrete Poisson transform technique, the discrete Poisson transform expression will be given, or the coefficients will be given as C of k comma n. C of k comma n is given by the each pixel value is given by 1 by square root of n if k equal to 0 and 0 less than n minus 1 less than minus 1. Or otherwise, if you are giving like this, the output will be in the cosine transform square root of 2 by n into cos of pi of 2n plus 1 into k divided by n, 2n. So simply here we have to know the value of n. If you know capital N value, that is number of pixel values, easily we can calculate the C of k comma n, that is n is input, small n is input value, small k is output value, as like our normal transformation technique. So in forward direction 1 by square root of n, in reverse direction like this. Okay. K is nothing but frequency, small n is nothing but your input time domain. Okay. So same example, if you are taking 8 into 8 image, so the same image, cosine transformation example of monochrome image, first one, and cosine transform example of binary image. That means let us consider in the as like in our previous case. So this is, these four are binary, these four are normal, these four are normal monochrome image. If monochrome image converts into binary, the application will be like this. Similarly, in cosine transform also, I am applying my cosine transform to two different images. The first one is monochrome image, the second one is binary image. So monochrome image means analog monochrome, black and white. So if you apply the cosine transform on the discrete cosine transform on the monochrome image of a woman, here same, the image will be modified in different three versions: A, B, and C. A is phase, sorry, B is phase, C is magnitude, and D is the combination. So here also the binary image, and if you apply the cosine transform, discrete cosine transform on the binary image, the images will be like this. The first one is original image of binary, that is it is equivalent to the woman, but we are not able to see. What is the reason? It is converts into the binary. So that is the reason it is not available, or it is not possible to visible to human perception. Okay, so by applying the discrete cosine transform, the images, resultant images are magnitude and phase. We will have a magnitude and phase responses. Here also there are some properties. The properties of discrete cosine transform are, the first one is it is the real and orthogonal. So the discrete cosine transform is a real and orthogonal. So real means C equals to C star and C inverse and equals to C transpose. So here C is a matrix form. So the discrete cosine transform also we can form the matrix form with the help of expression in previously. And one more thing, the discrete cosine transform is not equals to real part of, the discrete cosine transform is not equals to the real part of discrete Fourier transform. So if you calculate the discrete Fourier transform, it is having real and imaginary. In that case, the discrete cosine transform is not equal to real part of discrete cosine. So then discrete cosine transform can be calculated with the help of Fourier transform, FFT. So we can calculate the discrete Fourier transform by using fast Fourier transform, FFT. Okay, and your V of k is given by, V of k is in frequency domain, real part of alpha into k into, here alpha is a constant, alpha into k into W2n power k by 2 into discrete Fourier transform of u complement of n. Here what is un actually? N, here I am not showing. Actually here there is image u of n. Simply, of course, in expression we are calculating based on the capital N number of points only. But actually, in property, your U of n is input image. Complement means the reverse. So let us consider a power c, a complement. How it is like a complement? Here also there is a u complement only. So first consider the u of n and calculate the u complement of n and take the discrete Fourier transform one, and which is multiplied with the coefficients w power k by 2 into 2. So based on this, we are real part of DFT of u complement of n. We will calculate the frequency domain. Of course, the discrete Fourier cosine transform frequency domain expression v of k. Okay. So another one is there is highly correlated data, that is DCT has a good energy compaction. So this is another property. There are 4 properties. DCT is real and orthogonal. DCT is not equals to real part, and DCT can be calculated with the help of fast Fourier transform. And for highly correlated data, discrete cosine transform has a good energy compaction. Next one, sine transform. So actually it is not in our syllabus. Just for expression purpose, you have to note down. Discrete sine transform is simply previous case C, but here we are using psi. C means cosine transform, psi means sine transform. So psi of k comma n. Here also there is a two time sequencing numbers, frequency and time. Small n is time, small k is frequency. Small n is input, small k is output. So here also, if you know the capital N value, the number of sampling points or the number of pixel values, if you know, we will calculate the frequency domain, that is psi of k comma 1 is with the help of square root of 2 by n plus 1 into sine of pi of k plus 1 n plus 1. So using this, we will calculate the matrix. So after obtaining the matrix, if you multiply this matrix with image, we will get discrete sine transform as like previous one. So here what is C of k n 1 by square root of n comma for k equal to 0, and forward reverse. With the help of we can form a matrix. So by using matrix, if you multiply the matrix with the image, you will get either discrete cosine transform or discrete sine transform. So sine transform expression is different, cosine transform expression is different. So by using expressions, we can calculate the matrix after
cos theta, sin theta, cos sin theta, and minus sin theta and cos theta as our
hello. Okay. So both transformation techniques are definitely helpful to our image processing for the calculations of magnitude and phase response. Magnitude and phase responses. So actually, we are concentrating on the concept discrete cosine transform only, not in sine transform. Okay, sine transform is actually not in our syllabus. So next one is Hadamard transform.
middle point
Hadamard
is
transform
here
is
now, but now axis has been changed.
Hadamard transform is the version of Wash transform. Actually, Wash transform is at present not available, but it is somewhat similar to the Hadamard transform. First, we have to see the Hadamard transform. So in Hadamard transform, there are some basis images are there. Basis image means h1 equals to 1 by square root of 2, 1 comma 1, sorry 1 1 minus 1. So depends upon your capital N points, you are getting hn. Hn is, so how many elements? For suppose n equal to 0, what is that? Sorry, capital N equals to 4, how many your values? H1, H2, H3, H4. So it depends upon your, for suppose capital N equals to 8, how many H values? 8 values. So based on your capital N number of points consideration, so you will get H value, and general for the general matrix, there is a formation of H matrix H3. So H3 means here 1 by square root 2 1 by square root of 8, and there is a matrix is there. In this matrix, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 into 8 image. So for suppose if you take 8 into 8 image, if you want to operate a Hadamard matrix, Hadamard transform, the matrix form will be like this, depends upon your H1, H2 value calculations. So H1, H2, H3, so that means this is H1 and H2, H4. Have you observed? 1, 1, 1 minus 1, H1, 1, 1, 1 minus 1, 1, 1, 1 minus 1. Similarly, like this we are forming, depends upon your n value, we are calculating 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. So 8 into 8 image. 8 into image having Hadamard matrix will be is like this. And here observing there is a sequencing number. Here W, there is a one element is there, that is called as omega. This omega is called as sequencing number. In this sequencing number, transitions from 1 to minus 1. For suppose in the first row, is there any change from 1 to minus 1? No change. So it is represented as 0. In the second row, 1 to minus 1, 1 to minus 1, 1 to minus 1. How many times changed? 7 times. Okay. In third row, 1 to 1, no change. 1 to minus 1, there is a change, one change. Minus 1 to minus 1, no change. Minus 1 to 1, second change. And 1 to 1, no change. 1 to minus 1, third change. And minus 1 to minus 1, no change. So how many times there is a transition from 1 to minus 1? 3 times. So like this, there are another transitions also there for respect to your rows. So 0, 7, 3, 4, 1, 6, 2, 5. So this is called as sequence. So first row having 0 sequence, second row 7 sequence is 7, third row sequence is 3, fourth row is 4, fifth row is 1. There is only one change. And in sixth row there are 6 changes. In the seventh row there are 2 changes. In eighth row there are 5 changes. So depends upon your changing of the value or changing or transition from one element to the another element. It is called as sequence. So if you multiply this Hadamard matrix with your image, what is image here? U of n. U of n. If you know U of n matrix, image matrix, if you multiply that with Hadamard matrix, you will get V. What is V? V is nothing but output image. So V equals to H into U. U is input image, H is matrix, that is Hadamard matrix or Hadamard transform matrix, and V is output image. Next, there is a pair, Hadamard matrix pair. Likewise, as like your normal Fourier transform pair, here also there is a Hadamard matrix transform pair. So what is V of k here? Already I told you. If you know H, how we are calculating H? This is H. Based on your H1, H2 values, you will get Hadamard matrix. And if you know H, once if you know H, for suppose if you 4 by 4 matrix only, just remove the left side 4 and down side 4. You will get only 4 into 4. So 1, 2, 3, 4 left side and 1, 2, 3, 4 right side. Remaining all neglected, or 5 into 5. So depends upon your requirement. We are neglecting or we are omitting number of rows and number of columns back side onwards. Okay, na? 1, 2, 3, 4 or 1, 2, 3, 4 first matrix, or 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So likewise we are forming our H, depends upon your image size U. So if U is 4 by 4, H is also must be 4 by 4. If U is 8 by 8, H is also 8 by 8. So however your frequency domain image will be get V equals to H into U. So as like on our normal frequency domain representation, V of k equals to 1 by square root of n, sigma m equal to 0 to n minus m, U of m into minus 1. So instead of Wn, we are having -1 whole power b of k comma n. In reverse form, this is frequency domain and this is time domain. In time domain, we are using frequency domain signal. In frequency domain, we are using time domain signal. So v of k equals to 1 by square root of n, sigma m equal to 0 to n minus 1, u of m into 1 minus 1 whole power b k comma n. And simply in reverse process, u of m equals to 1 by square root of n, sigma k equal to 0 to n minus 1 into v of k minus 1, same as like just simply your u of m is replaced with the v of. So however, your v of k comma m is having some coefficient values, and here notice that the disordering effect in the frequency in the sequencing in Hadamard transform spectrum, then filtering will be performed. So and remember, this is not in a sequence normal, that means of course sequence number, but all are not in order. There is no restrictions in the ordering of your sequence number. So whatever your consideration, based on your consideration, the sequence will be available. Okay, and here also there are some properties of Hadamard transform. So the properties of Hadamard transform is like your Fourier transform. It is real, symmetric, and orthonormal. Real, symmetric, and orthonormal, and it is a fast computation. Only additions are used. There are no need of multiplications like that. Only additions, and it can be decomposed into the product of spares matrix, and as like your normal Hn in the previous case, dividing of different submatrix. What is submatrix? H1 like this. This is H1, H2, H3, H4. Likewise, in the Hadamard transform, we are dividing main matrix is into the submatrix. H equal to Hn or Hn complement. However, so finally your H complement will be like this: 1 by root 2 into 1 0 0 0 0 0. This is the extension version. If you want to increase the number of rows, or if you want to increase number of columns, like this. Okay, and the property is V equals to generally HU, or H complement power n equal to U, or otherwise H complement into H complement and so on into U. Depends upon your requirements, how many times you are multiplying the complements of H complement. It is equivalent to the just simply V equals to H into U. So if you know H value, we will calculate easily the Hadamard transformed image. V equals to H into U. Okay, and another property is there for highly correlated images. Hadamard transform also has good energy compaction. For highly correlated, as like your previous discrete sine transform or cosine transform, it is also highly correlated. It is also useful for highly correlated images, and as like same your plots of Hadamard transform. If you use again Hadamard transform on the image of monochrome and image of binary. So the first 4 for monochrome and the next 4 for binary. So if you apply directly the Hadamard transform on the monochrome continuous image, and this is phase and spectrum. This is phase and magnitude and resultant. Similarly, this is phase and magnitude and resultant. So examples of Hadamard transforms. Okay, so we have completed 1, 2, and 3, 4. Four transformation techniques are completed. That is one-dimensional discrete Fourier transform, two-dimensional discrete Fourier transform, Hadamard and cosine transform. Hadamard and cosine transform. Of course, we have completed sine transform, but it is not included in your syllabus. So, okay, just for extra transform technique. If you are interested, just go through, or otherwise neglect. But we have to concentrate mostly on the discrete Fourier transform of one-dimensional, two-dimensional, Hadamard transform, and cosine transform. So today we have completed 4 transformation techniques, and there are remaining 6 transformation techniques. Those are wash transform, Hart transform, slant transform, KL transform, SVD, and radon. So these are the transformation techniques are remaining. Those are we will discuss in the next class. And today we have completed the time. Okay, and I will share this through WhatsApp. Already previous one already sent. I sent to the through the WhatsApp. So I think I hope all of you downloaded and go through those documents. Or otherwise, RC Gonzalez. Okay. Uh, anyone? Anyone? Questions? Hello. Hello. Am I audible?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So I will share this document to the through the WhatsApp and go through this. And there are some other problems are also there. Anil J, I think it is. Just wait one minute. Anil J, I think it is Anil K Jain. So it is from Anil K Jain, the textbook. So he is one of the author. Actually, the Fourier transform techniques are not available in RC Gonzalez. So if you textbook is available, go through that Anil K Jain. Okay. Even though it is not available, I will share this document to the through WhatsApp to yourself definitely. So download yourself and go through this. These are unitary transforms. Actually, the unitary transform nothing but your normal Fourier transforms. So, but we have start from one dimension Fourier transform. So from here, okay, as per your syllabus, we have to start from one-dimensional Fourier transform. Already you learned in our previous semester in signals and systems and digital signal processing. But in signals and systems, it is continuous. But in digital signal processing, either discrete or digital, both we have completed. Okay. So with this, I'm concluding today's class. Okay. Remaining 6 we will discuss in next class. Thank you. Thank you. Anyone are having doubts? Hello? Hello? Okay. Hello?
Sure.
I will share this document. Is it okay?
Okay, sir.